No microphones were harmed in the making of this podcast.
My patience didn't blow up.
The throat demon has been sated for the time being, we think.
Yeah.
I love that you coughed exactly
as you were saying it. Yeah, it's perfect. Like, as you were saying it, I was like, here we go.
No.
We're jinxing it already.
Welcome to Rowan and Pine, everybody. Welcome to our first episode of 2023.
Yay.
Woo-woo! Klaxon sign.
Sorry for the delay. I don't know if that's the proper word. But, yeah, we kind of have been taking like a little break because life happens, shit happens. It was the holidays.
I'm not sorry.
You're not sorry.
No.
It's just been chaotic, and I don't if people didn't watch the live, I like officially announced that I am pregnant. I am.
Yay!
I'm heading into my third trimester this coming Saturday, actually, which is crazy.
Ooh.
And
I love that you have a specific day.
Yeah. Well, it's like week by week, so this week is it's coming up. It's weird. I'm slightly out of breath all the time now, which you'll probably hear. And my child assaults me constantly from the inside, so
Yeah, we got a kung fu baby.
yes. Yeah, she's a dancing queen as well.
Are we saying she? Okay, I wasn't sure. If
Yeah. Yeah, we're having a girl.
I take the lead from you. I'm not gonna share any information that you're not sharing. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're not really sharing her name like publicly, but yeah.
Ever.
We're still in discussion about that. But yeah, so pregnancy just kind of, I don't want to say it ruins your life, but it
takes over your life.
It takes over your life, and it took over my brain. My brain has officially gone out to lunch.
I think we should all give a round of applause for Emily for being able to like carry a podcast forward when there is a tiny baby vying for her attention most of the time and making her brain fart every day.
And making me fart. Before we started recording, I was telling Neve that my baby wasn't moving like at all yesterday, and then like when I laid down to go to sleep, she kicked me really hard 4 times, like right in a row. And the 4th and final kick, I like farted as she kicked me. So you're welcome,
you can
everybody.
remind her of that.
Yeah. I mean, you kicked so hard that you made me pass gas. But
I'm sure it'll be a point of pride sometime in her future.
Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what she ends up being like. But yeah, so it was funny because all of a sudden I was like, oh, we should be like releasing an episode this week, and I completely forgot. So that's why a little break happened, because my brain shut off.
Well, I think it's allowed. Plus, like, a lot of people were taking extended Christmas holiday breaks, and we did, in case you guys missed it, the live is on our Instagram. We did a live stream for Nullignaman, which is Women's Little Christmas. We mentioned that we were going to be doing it in the last episode. Our snack swap didn't happen because the Irish Postal Service is a ball of shite.
Have you still not gotten the package? Oh my God.
I know. It's ridiculous. So what we were talking about is doing our snack swap maybe for our birthday, because Emily's and my birthday is the same date. It is the 16th of January, which is this coming Monday as we're recording this. So we were talking about doing a live stream then, which I'm guessing, well, this episode would not be out by then. So this isn't an announcement, but if you go on our page, if there's a snack swap there, that means that the postman delivered.
I'm just so frustrated. I'm like, really? Yours got to me in like a week.
It was like in the middle of the Christmas rush too. Like it was after, because there's always a cutoff date that they tell you, like posted by, like it's usually like say the 7th. I've seen like the 7th of December. I've seen like the 12th of December. It's like, post it on this date to guarantee like delivery to the continental United States or to North America or whatever. So I posted it after that, and they actually said to me at the post office, they were like, you know that there's no guarantee. And I said, no, it's fine. Like it's not for Christmas. It's for the 6th of January for after Christmas. And they were like, oh yeah, it's fine. It should be there by then. And it was actually, did it get there before Christmas?
I don't remember when it got here, but I do remember that you sent it and then it came, like it was here like a week later. It was so quick that when I got this package and Medardo was like, oh, it's for you, I was like,
yeah,
what the hell is it?
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's this large green envelope. And then I was like, oh, it's from Neve.
Yeah, I couldn't actually believe it was there because I've had other things like that I've posted on time for Christmas and it hasn't gotten there until the week after or a couple of weeks after. So I don't know. You never know.
So on the live, I tried, what did I eat? I ate the babies. I don't remember what they're
Jelly
called.
babies.
I just remember that they're babies. Yes, just like a Cadbury bar.
And dairy milk, which you can't go wrong with either of those. I was saying though, like,
right,
if we ever do it again, I'll probably send Emily the stuff that I actually prefer. I sent her more of the classic things that like every like Irish kid grows up with, but I want to send her stuff that I would have gone for as a kid. Whereas like dairy milk, Cadbury, I like that chocolate, but it's not my favorite. You know?
I hope you enjoyed the chocolate that I sent you whenever it gets to you.
I'm going to be checking every postman that comes to my house to make sure that there isn't chocolate around his mouth, that he wasn't just like confiscating it.
He opened the package.
It's like, what do you smell like?
It's so funny because I sent your package and I got like pretty sick for like the first half of December. But I like knew I had to like get your stuff to you. And so I like sent your package and I was like still coming off being sick. And so I asked Medardo if he could bring it to the post office for me. And he did because he's wonderful.
Disney Prince Medardo.
And yeah.
I just told Emily that she makes Medardo sound like a Disney prince most of the time. So that's what I'm going to refer to him now as Disney Prince Medardo.
He's a Disney prince who leaves cupboard doors open and leaves his shoes in places where you can trip over them, but
it's reality.
He does a lot of nice things. But yeah, so he went, and then you have to fill out like the custom slip, and he was like all anxious about it. He was like, is it perishable? Is it this? Is it that? Is it like illegal to send this stuff? And I'm like, it's just chocolate. It's fine. It's just so funny.
But yeah, like I think everybody kind of, because I usually just write confectionery. But everybody has that little like, oh shit, what if like they look inside and it's wrong? Like, what's going to happen?
Right. They're like, you didn't say there was peanuts in here. But I hope that it's only chocolate. All I sent you was chocolate. So I hope that your chocolate gets to you soon.
That's totally fine by me. I'm a chocolate person. That's absolutely my jam.
I'll do a better job next time, though, of sending other candy. Like I said, though, I was like sick and I was like, I just need to go to the store and send things that are not in Ireland.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but we were saying what we might do is like have a little list and like she can send them to me or I can send them to her. Be like, do you have these?
Yeah.
Because what I did as well is I sent her things that I know are different. Like our Mars bars are different. Our Milky Ways are different. I think that was it. But like, yeah. Oh yeah, our Smarties are different too. So
yeah, they're chocolate. They're not chalk.
Yeah, they are superior in my opinion.
Yeah. I only like certain colors of Smarties, like our brand of Smarties.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like, so we have Refreshers, which are a bit chalky, but they're also a little bit sour. But there are like certain flavors that are nicer than others. So
that's kind of how Smarties are. The white ones are the best in my opinion.
Good to know.
Yeah. Anywho, we should probably talk about the Northern Lights.
Yay!
Yay, Northern Lights.
Yay, Aurora Borealis. That's as much as I know.
I'm not going to talk really about the science because this isn't a science podcast, but I will be talking about...
I thought this was... I thought you were a scientist. You've been lying this whole time.
Stop the car.
Excuse you.
Yes, so I will be talking about kind of like the folklore and mythology across different cultures and countries when it comes to the Northern Lights. So sit back, relax.
I was going to say, can we scientifically refer to them as penguin farts?
No.
Can I say that's what they are?
If you would like.
The Northern Lights are penguin farts. They're from penguins because penguins are magical.
Is this your own mythology on what the Northern Lights are?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, take it away, Emily.
So the Northern Lights. In 1621, Galileo saw the Northern Lights and coined the term Aurora Borealis, which you just said. Aurora stands for, or it's the word for the goddess of the dawn, and Borealis is for the Greek god of the north wind.
Oh, cool.
He believed that the Northern Lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis, a little bit of a tongue twister, was caused by the sunlight reflecting off the Earth's atmosphere. While we love science, that's boring and has also been disproven. The Northern Lights can be seen from late August to early April and are a lot more active around the equinoxes, which we have talked about a little bit on this show.
We do love an equinox on Rowan and Pine.
Gotta love an equinox.
Damn right.
They occur between 60 and 75 degrees latitude. This means that they are mostly seen in Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Canada, and Alaska. And from my own personal experience, sometimes you can see them in the northern part of the United States, like probably like Upper Peninsula, Michigan, North Dakota, Minnesota, stuff like that. I don't remember if I was telling you, but I saw the Northern Lights when I was, I don't know, maybe like 12 or 13.
Oh, cool. No, I don't think, did you say you saw them? Because I think I was telling you that they can be seen from my county in Ireland sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, so you saw them? Were they really strong, or was it like...
No, it was pretty faint, but it was still really cool. We were at, I was with my dad and we were at my aunt's house, and she lived, it's like pretty developed now, but it used to be more like underdeveloped, and so it was a lot darker because it was like further outside of the city. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, my dad was just like, oh, you guys got to come out here, like the Northern Lights. And we're like, what?
That's crazy.
So we went outside and yeah, we saw like just faint glimmers of the Northern Lights, but it was really cool.
Yeah. They always look to me like they would make a sound. I know they like, it's just light, but it looks like they should make some sort of like, I don't know, humming sound or something.
Yeah, like a whimsical, like they either sound like they would sparkle or like a humming sound.
Yeah. Like,
have you heard of the skyquakes?
No. What are the skyquakes? Okay.
Well, not to get too much on a tangent. It's like this weird, like, humming sound. Some people have thought that they were like the trumpets of death or something like that. Oh. I can't remember if that's entirely accurate, but it's just like this, like, extended humming sound. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher pitched, more like a screeching.
Okay.
It's super weird because, like, the sound can't be traced to anything.
Oh my God.
And I was actually at a friend's house. I don't think it was this last summer. I think it was the summer before. And we were sitting in their backyard, and all of a sudden it was just like, ee! Like, it sounded like brakes on a train.
Whoa.
It was just like screeching, but it lasted for like 45 minutes.
Whoa.
And they were like, yeah, we've heard that before. And I'm like, what? That's so weird. And then if you look up videos, like, it sounded pretty similar. I was like, this is so weird.
Oh my God. That is nuts.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah. I love those, like, mysterious sound things, like the bloop. But the bloop is like a sound that they picked up, like, deep, deep, deep in the ocean. And they couldn't, like...
Oh, weird.
They couldn't figure out, like, what it was. I think it's been debunked. I think one of the theories was that it was ice cracking in the Arctic.
Oh, I was going to say fish farts.
This is our fart podcast.
Pretty much.
And I don't know if that's what it ended up being. If I can find it, I will, like, send it on to you. But it was like, yeah, it was just basically like this. And they had, like, when they put down, like, probes and stuff, like, deep down into the ocean, or, like, you know, unmanned, like, submarines, like, they were recording this noise, and it would be like a just like a bloop, like a really, really loud bloop. And they're like, it's either the most giant creature that we have yet to discover, or, like, it's something like deep within the earth. But yeah, that was one of the theories, is that it was like the ice in the Arctic Circle cracking, which is a bit sad because it's only cracking because global warming.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. But yes, anyway, tangent back.
It's really interesting because, you know, those things could kind of be like what the Northern Lights were to people, where it was just this mysterious thing that was happening, and then they finally figured out with science what it was.
Yeah.
There is something called the Southern Lights, and that will happen over, like, Australia and, like, the southern parts of the, I was going to say United States. The southern parts of the world. And what's really interesting to me is that when the Northern Lights happen, the Southern Lights happen at the same time.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. A lot of mythology about the Northern Lights seems to be that the lights are spirits of those who have passed on, dancing in the sky or making their way to their final resting place.
Oh.
The Vikings believed that the Northern Lights were reflections of the Valkyries' armor as they led warriors to Odin in Valhalla.
Oh, cool.
Valhalla?
Valhalla? Valhalla. That was just me putting on a really bad Swedish accent. When in doubt, be offensive.
Oh no. Rowan and Pine and farts.
Are we going to get the Swedish back on our case again?
What?
Our first episode, we're shit talking Swedish people.
Oh, you were. I wasn't.
Oh yeah, because of your heritage.
Yeah, they're my people. Yeah. Somewhere down the line. Some other legends claim that the Northern Lights was the breath of a brave soldiers who died in combat during Ragnarok. Or that the aurora was believed to be something called the Bifrost Bridge, which is a glowing arch that was the road for the fallen warriors to follow to their final resting place in Valhalla.
Oh, as the resident nerd, anybody who's seen the Thor movies knows what that looks like. It's the Rainbow Bridge in Thor and the Marvel films.
Oh, never seen any of those films, so I'm unfamiliar.
It's impressive.
How?
Because it's saturated all of our media for the past decade. More than that.
That is true. Mm-hmm. I'm just not a movie person in general. So
yeah, that's fair.
It makes sense to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I just haven't seen these movies.
Yeah. It makes me sad though, because I follow them on Facebook. I think I actually had to hide their posts because it was making me way too sad. They were, it's called Old Friends Senior Dog Sanctuary.
Oh my God.
And yeah, and what
I don't want to know.
But they would refer to it as crossing the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh yeah, that's what a lot of veterinary places and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Will be like, oh, you're dog crossed the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
And there's a little poem that they have for it, and I'm like, I can't handle it.
Yeah, Old Friends Senior Dog Sanctuary. I think I stopped following. Or I had to hide posts because it was a pug that was in love with a golden retriever, and I think one of them died, and I was like, I can't deal with this anymore, so.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's terrible. When pets die, I can't handle it.
Absolutely not. This is a pet death free zone, so.
The Sami people, or Sami, I think it's pronounced Sami.
I think so.
So the Sami people, who are indigenous to the Finno-Ugric region, which is of or related to or constituting a subfamily of the Uralic family of languages, comprising various languages spoken in Hungary, Lapland, Finland, Estonia, and parts of Western Russia. Basically, from northern Scandinavia to Western Siberia.
Every time I hear people reference or talk about the Urals, I never know what that is. So that's nice to know.
Now you know.
Yeah, they're like, oh, the Urals? And I'm like, that's what?
Who?
Are they coming? Who are the Urals?
Are we supposed to be scared? They believed that the Northern Lights were a bad omen. It was thought that the Northern Lights were the souls of the dead. You were not supposed to point at them, wave at them, whistle, or sing under them, because this would alert them of your presence.
Oh.
If the spirits of the Northern Lights saw you, it was said that they could reach down, take you up into the sky, and in some legends, it was said that the lights could reach down and cut off your head.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we don't want that, so apparently just...
But that's really sad, because they're so beautiful to look at, so it's just
right.
They're missing out on so much.
And so it says that a lot of the Sami people will avoid the Northern Lights by staying inside the house.
Oh.
Yeah, such a bummer. It's oh,
yeah.
You should enjoy it.
When you think so many people travel to be able to see them, and there are people that live there that feel like they can't look. Oh.
And the rest of us are safe. We've looked at the Northern Lights and we're still safe, so you guys are okay.
Yeah, there are even photographs.
In Finland, the name for the Northern Lights is Revantulet, which translates to fire fox. The belief is that Arctic foxes were responsible for producing the Northern Lights. They believe that the foxes ran through the sky so fast that their large bushy tails would create sparks that would light up the night sky. Isn't that cool?
I love that so much. I love Arctic foxes. Oh my God. They're
so
the one
cute.
thing. If I see a video of them, I'll squeak. Sounds come out of me that you wouldn't even think were possible.
Nobody else can see this, but Neve's face just got very serious.
But it's you see when they close their little eyes and they look like a little cartoon? Oh my God, they're so cute.
We love an Arctic fox. That would be really cute. I'm terrible because basically every animal I see, I'm like, oh, I want it.
Forbidden kitty. And it's like a bobcat.
Yeah. Or that one. I think I might have sent that video to you. It's like the palace cat. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it.
Oh my god, and their little round heads.
Yeah, but there was it was a meme and it was like, like if the forbidden kitty is so dangerous, why do I want to boop it on the nose or something like that?
See? Really exactly.
In Sweden, the aurora was seen as a portent of good news. They believed the lights to be a gift from the gods, lighting a volcano in the north to provide light and warmth for those living further south. In other parts of Sweden, the aurora was believed to be reflections of large groups of herring, making the fishermen believe that they would have a bountiful harvest in the coming warmer months.
That's a lot nicer than reaching down and cutting people's heads off.
Right. I think it's just so cute to, like, if you think of the northern lights being kind of like glimmering, swimming fish.
Mm.
And they're like, oh, that means, like, we're going to have a good fishing season. It's precious.
It is precious. It's also, like, visually, it's reminding me of that movie Life of Pi. It won all those Oscars because, like, the visual artists were amazing. But they literally bankrupted themselves. And
oh, no.
Their studio had to close after Life of Pi, and then it won an Oscar. So it was crazy. But there's this whole sequence in that's kind of like it looks like animals and like fish and stuff are being made out of literal like light, and it's just cool. Like that's visually what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
it's absolutely beautiful. Such a beautiful film.
I would love to work on a big like visual project like that. I feel like that would be so much fun.
And the fact that they go on for so long, like they take so many years to do, like can you imagine like seeing the end product of that much work?
Yeah, that would be so satisfying. Even now when I work on a project for like a month or two, at the end it's just like, yes.
Yeah.
It's done, but it could have been better. Every time, never fails as far as the Northern Lights go. Other stories were that the foxes would stir up snowflakes and spread them across the sky. When the moon hit the snowflake, they glimmered and caused the northern light. This made sense because the northern lights are only visible in the winter months and not in the summer.
This is all adorable.
I know. That's what
it's so cute.
Yeah, doing this research was a lot of fun because it just like so many people have so many different beliefs, and it's been super fun reading all of them. Icelandic folklore said that the northern lights were to aid pregnant women with childbirth pain, but they were not supposed to look at the lights. If they did, it was said that their child would be born cross-eyed.
Oh no.
Not the worst thing ever, but you probably don't want that for your child.
Yeah.
In Greenland, the folklore also had to do with childbirth. They believed that the lights were spirits of children who passed away during childbirth, dancing in the sky. Which I'm just like, aww.
Oh, my heart hurts.
I know. Oh. And in Norway, they also believed that the lights were of spirits dancing, but that they weren't children. It was said that they were old maids who would dance and wave at those below.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah, a little less sad. They've lived their lives.
Just an old lady dance party.
Yeah. In North America, there are many different stories about what the Northern Lights are. It depends on the region, and a lot of different native tribes have their own folklore. Some stories depict the Northern Lights as being torches that were held by spirits who were leading the recently passed to the land of brightness and plenty. They believe that the Northern Lights made a whistling sound to communicate with people on Earth.
Ooh.
I could see them whistling. The Inuit and Yupik tribes believed that they could summon the lights to speak to dead relatives. They also believed that the Northern Lights were spirits of humans playing a ball game using a walrus skull as the ball.
That's very specific.
I know. I was like, okay, cool. Walrus. I can get behind it.
That's like the metal version of soccer. Like it's...
Yeah. The Cree also believed that the Northern Lights were the spirits of loved ones who passed on to their place in the sky, and that when you saw the lights, it was a way of communicating with ancestors. They believed that if the dogs barked at the lights, it was because they recognized lost loved ones.
Oh.
Right? So cute. Algonquin tribes in northern Michigan and Canada believed that Nanaboso, I'm not sure if that's a pronunciation, forgot to look that up, so I apologize, who is the creator of the earth, went north and lit a large fire to let his people know that he was still around and watching over them. The Menominee of Wisconsin believed that the lights were the lights of torches as giants fished in the night.
Nice.
There were some Native American tribes in North America who did not have such nice beliefs of the northern lights. The natives of the Great Plains thought that the lights were flames under a pot that the northern people lit to cook their enemies.
Oh.
In Washington state, the Makah thought that the lights were from fires lit by dwarves who used it to boil whale blubber. Little nicer.
But also, see the thing about like northern people cooking their enemies? I feel like a northern person made that up just to scare them.
It could be.
Just like, do you know what that is? And they're like, no, what?
Oh my gosh. In Hudson Bay, Canada, they believed that the lights were demons chasing after lost souls. And in Wisconsin, the Fox people, also known as the Meskwaki, thought that the lights were restless spirits of slain enemies rising again to take revenge.
Oh, shit. That's why I love that they're Fox people.
Yeah. The beliefs of the Northern Lights varied greatly from tribe to tribe, as you can tell. They believed the lights were anything from ravens to people lighting fires to boil their enemies. In continental Europe, the Northern Lights tend to appear in pink and red hues. It's because that they're like a little further south, so the color is different. This made a lot of Europeans believe that the Northern Lights were not signs of ancestors saying hello or gentle giants fishing, but instead a sign that there was soon to be a war.
Oh.
Because they're red. Means blood will be shed.
Danger.
In Scotland, lights were called merry dancers, which sounds nice, but it wasn't. It was said that the aurora was fallen angels or warriors in the sky in a battle. In Hebrides, a group of islands off the coast of Scotland, they have a lot of bloodstones. These are green stones with red spots on them. The Scots believed that the red spots on these stones were made by drops of blood that fell from the merry dancers' battles in the sky.
Metal. I also feel like that's very Scottish to sound kind of cute and adorable, but actually be scary as fuck. Which is most Scottish people that I know.
I don't know enough about Scotland to make any assumptions like that, but if you say so.
Scottish people are amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't get on the wrong side of them.
They're amazing, but they're scary.
Yeah.
The Estonians did not think that the Northern Lights were a bad omen. They believed that the Northern Lights were beautiful horse and carriages bringing guests to celestial weddings.
Aww.
The Danes believed that the aurora was caused by swans competing to see who could fly further north. It is said that in the competition, some of the swans became trapped in the ice as they tried to escape. The flapping of their wings caused sparkling waves of light in the sky. I like that one too.
That's very specific, but very pretty. Right.
I love the like pretty artistic ideas of what the Northern Lights are. I'm just like, ooh, yes, swans. Though it's rare, the Northern Lights have been seen as far south as China and Japan due to rare solar events. The Chinese believed that the Northern Lights were good and evil dragons in battle, breathing fire across the sky. In Japan, it is believed that a child conceived under the Northern Lights is blessed with good looks, intellect, and good fortune.
And the person who made that up was just looking to get laid.
Babe, come on.
They were like, did you know?
He's like, look, the Northern Lights are out. You know what that means? And that is my little rundown of different folklore about the Northern Lights.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that between that and like thunderstorms and like stuff that we use to explain those things. It's so imaginative.
Right. Yeah, I remember because we just went to a wedding and the reception was, it's like this like event space and it's underneath a bowling alley. Okay. And it was kind of upsetting because when they were trying to do the speeches, like the people upstairs were bowling and it was like loud. And it's like, oh no. Shh, they're trying to talk. But it was just really interesting how much it really does sound like thunder to be underneath a bowling alley. And it reminded me of when I was a little kid. I only had one grandparent that had passed away. And so when it would thunder and lightning, they would say that it was my grandpa bowling in heaven to like make it so we weren't as afraid. And I thought that was cute.
I think what I heard as a kid, it was like God moving his furniture around. Which, having lived below a family that like to move their furniture around all the time, I can see, yeah.
That's so funny. He's actually an interior designer. He really likes rearranging his space.
He's one of the property brothers. They're so weird looking.
Property brother Jesus.
What was it in, like, we haven't mentioned What We Do in the Shadows in a while, but what was it in, like, the latest season, and they have, like, an interior decorator in?
Oh, yeah. When it's, like, it's just, like, they're, like, on, like, the show.
Yeah.
And Laszlo's, like, obsessed with the show.
Yeah. Which is probably the most believable thing. Like, if you're a vampire who can't, like, leave the house during the day, of course you're going to be obsessed with, like, interior design shows.
You're right. You can just binge watch those all night long.
Yeah.
So funny. That was a really good episode. I, like, already love that character so much, and then when he's, like, obsessed with, like, the Property Brothers or whatever it was.
It also gave us, like, the greatest pronunciation of New York City. Ewan and I will just randomly say that to each other.
That's hilarious.
I was saying at our wedding, we were doing, like, I wasn't going to do a cake cutting, but our friend, like, very kindly made us a cake, and then our photographer just thought it was, like, amazing, so he was, like, herding us towards the cake, and I was like, it was fine because everyone was out of the room. I didn't want to do a cake cutting with everybody sitting looking at me.
Yeah.
Like, no. But Ewan had already had, like, a certain amount of wine by that stage, so he just kept calling me my darling. Like, everything he wanted to do. I'm like, yeah, you have to come over here. Okay, my darling. I'm like, stop doing Matt Berry impressions and come over here.
That's so great. Yeah, if anybody hasn't watched What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show, you really need to watch it. You're seriously missing out. Almost every time I see my therapist, I'm like, have you watched it yet? He's like, not yet. I'm like, get on it. You better get on it.
That should be a prerequisite of being your therapist.
It should be.
Is watching What We Do in the Shadows. It's like you're filling out the questionnaire and it's the only thing.
Yeah.
It's like, enough about me. Have you watched What We Do in the Shadows?
Right. He's familiar with a lot of other things that I like, which is, like, very surprising. But when I found out that he listened to, like, a lot of the same music and, like, knew about a lot of it, I was just like, oh, this is why I ended up in your office.
Yeah, when things gel that way.
Yeah.
I also, like, I know how you and I met. And, like, obviously we like a lot of the same music, but every now and then when I'll, like, mention a band to you and I'll, like, be momentarily surprised when you know them. And I'm like, of course she fucking knows them. Of course she listens to One Man Army. Like, of course.
Right.
Like, I'm so used to the weirdly obscure bands that we listen to.
Right.
And it's like,
and nobody knows.
else does.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so funny, too, because remember, I think it was, like, the first or second episode we talked about, we met on a message board for, like, one of our favorite bands, and we never mentioned the band, and we still haven't mentioned them.
Yeah, that's going to be the theme. It's the lore of the podcast.
Yeah.
So when this podcast blows up, people can speculate, even though it's not that hard to figure out.
Right. Well, if you know us, don't tell anybody.
Because it's just funnier that way.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, that was a little rundown of the Northern Lights and the folklore behind it. Wasn't a super long episode for as far as, like, mythology.
It's our little 2023 ease-in.
Yeah.
So
I just thought it was fun to cover some of the folklore around it because, as we talked about, like, Arctic foxes, swans getting stuck in ice, it's pretty cool.
Playing with skulls, you know.
Yeah.
Just got to get one metal thing in there, don't we?
Always.
I am not sure what my next episode's going to be on. We have a few things that we were talking about. Like, I think I had mentioned doing one specifically on Cats before.
Cats the musical?
Yes, with James Corden.
Yeah.
Everybody is required to watch it before listening. Imagine.
Yeah, torture.
I've only just seen the terrible screenshots from that. I haven't, like, heard anything, seen anything.
Last Christmas, not the one that just passed, we turned it on to, like, laugh about it, and we couldn't even finish it because we're just like, oh my god. It's funny, but it's, like, it's just so bad.
It's bad when, like, I feel like because there's so much good stuff to watch, my tolerance for watching shit has just gone to zero. Like, I'll be like, I used to, like, power through things, be like, oh, like, maybe I'll get it better. I just want to see what it turns out like. And I find out, like, there's so many things that I have to take off my Netflix, continue watching because I've watched, like, 2 episodes and I'm just like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this anymore.
I should do that too, because it like, you know, when you finish something and then it'll autoplay into something else, it's always like the stuff that I was like, I can't watch this. So yeah. I'll have to do that too. But thank you for joining us in our soft opening of 2023. Hopefully Neve's got something good for us not next week, but 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
Yes.
My brain has left the building.
Happy birthday to us.
Yes.
Woo. And to also Emily's twin.
My twin brother.
And to also my friend Cassie, who I'm waiting for her to listen to this because I feel like she will message me when she starts listening to the podcast because of the amount of times I've messaged her, or I've mentioned her on it. So this is your test, Cassie.
Yeah. And happy birthday to Medardo as well, because it's his birthday 3 days after mine.
We're all just January babies.
Yeah, little Capricorns.
Capricorns, best time of year.
Yeah, so this is the podcast Rowan and Pine. You can find us on Instagram at Rowan and Pine. The and is spelled out, as we have said multiple times. But if this is your first episode, Rowan, A-N-D, Pine. You
can email us at rowanandpinepod@gmail.com. Please email us because we keep getting spam emails, people telling us that they've set up a website for us. Yes. And we don't believe them.
We're getting phishing scams, everybody. It's terrible.
And so we're both signed into that inbox, and we're like, I keep seeing them, and then like Emily, you'll see them as well, and I'm just like, no, I did not sign up for something random. No, this is a phishing thing.
Do not click the link.
Someday we're probably going to accidentally open it. So.
Yeah, I hope not. If we're gonna have a website, I'll probably be the one to make it. But
yes,
we're also on YouTube.
Yeah, if you search Rowan and Pine podcast on YouTube, it should come up. Everything's auto-uploaded onto there. We're also on Facebook. If you search for Rowan and Pine podcast, usually when there is a new episode, there will be a post linking you to it. Automatically gets put up there, so you have no excuse to miss it. But also, we're everywhere that you get your podcasts.
And to everybody who has been listening and who likes it, please rate us and review us if you can. Especially on Apple Podcasts, because on Apple Podcasts we have like no reviews, and it would be nice if we could get some stars so that we could get some more people listening.
Yeah, and tell a friend, put it up on your Instagram story. That's usually how I find new podcasts, because somebody will be like, I'm listening to this, and you're like, oh, what is that? That looks good.
And if you post about us, we'll always repost it, unless you have a private account and we can't repost it, so sorry about that. What do they say on YouTube? Smash that like button.
Turn on the bell. Hit that notification bell.
Yeah. Thanks for supporting us in 2022. And if you're still here in 2023,
use a real one. That was me. Give an attitude for no reason.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have been Neve.
And I'm Emily.
And fuck yeah, Folklore.
Fuck yeah, Folklore. Rowan and Pine for life. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you in 2 weeks.